Hey everyone, welcome back guys, XCalibur here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to build the Star-Devouring Blue Madeleine. She is the latest and greatest Transcendence hero in the game, and she have really interesting skills that will synergize well with Son Wukong and also Betty and any controlled hero or support hero in the game. So before we begin assessing her skills, she is a support hero. She's not a damage dealer, she is not a tank, she is only a support hero. However, with that said, before we begin, guys, please, just a word for the community and the people on my channel. I truly appreciate your opinions. However, I don't really like any deconstructive opinions or comments. So there was like one or two guys on my last videos spamming comments like, why are you still using this hero? Why are you still using this artifact? It's obsolete, it's old, it's useless. Who the F is still using that? Guys, please try to understand that every decision I take on my account is mine only, and I don't build new heroes on the account or replace old heroes with new heroes before I study that hero. I need to understand what will this hero provide for my team. For example, I had Ilamak and I replaced him with Sun Wukong since I know this dude is going to do better and he will give more support to the team. That's my thought process. For Madeleine, of course, I will build her and replace her. I don't know, maybe Freya, maybe I will build her as a standalone hero. I don't really know yet. However, I'm using Freya as a Star Expedition support hero. However, after some testing, I might replace her. We don't know. I just love to take my time and test each hero's abilities and see if this hero will add to my team or it doesn't really matter. That's my thought process basically. Anyways, thank you for listening to my nonsense. So this hero is the latest Transcendence hero in the game. She have some interesting abilities, which opened my eyes that she can synergize well with Son Wukong since I built him lately. So let's go over her skills, abilities, and check which sublimation that you should focus on, which artifacts, and the list goes on. So she is a Fortress Priest. That means she's a support hero. That's all. Alright, so the time to feast. Basically, this is the active skill, and to be honest, it's basically some buffs and debuffs for your team and the enemy team, rather than just a brute force attack. She can't do a lot of damage. So yeah, the active skill, she will deal damage to 3 enemies with the lowest HP and reduce their control immunity by 10%. Awesomeness. So if you are using Betty, if you are using Aspen, if you are using Son Wukong, these guys can do control effects. So once she inflicts control immunity, reduces in control immunity from the enemy team for 2 rounds, this gives your team more chance to stun or twine or fear the enemy team faster. And also, meanwhile, she will restore self HP by 15% of max HP afterwards, which is really, really great. What's awesome is she will grant Frantic Gluttony. So, Frantic Gluttony, basically, it's a skill. Let's discuss it. It will increase the owner's attack by 10%, speed by 12, that's what we care about. When granting Frantic Gluttony, if the target receives any gains new extra effects from the buff, the skill duration will be refreshed when the following conditions are met. So the target receives the buff will gain extra effects if your target shield's value is equal or higher than 40% of their max HP, increases their damage reduction offset by 10%, all damage dealt by 6%. That reminds me of the abilities of Son Wukong basically. So if you have heroes that give shields like Wukong, like Freya, I think Freya gives shields. Any heroes that will basically, this depends on how strong the shields are on your team. So when the Frantic Gluttony finds that your team have the shield higher than 40%, it will basically keep going and the duration will be refreshed. So let's make sure that happens. Also, damage dealt will be increased by 6%. Awesomeness. So if the target's shield value is equal or higher than 50% of their max HP, besides the effects above, additionally increases their all damage reduction offset by 10%, which the owner releases basic attacks or offsets by 10%. Yeah, anyways, so basically this is going to grant attack, speed, and more awesome stuff like all damage dealt. We have also like control immunity, reduction on the enemy team, and the list goes on. So basically, the active, it's the frantic gluttony. Basically, there's nothing else. So she will deal damage to 3 enemies and reduce their control immunity for 2 rounds and gain her HP by 15%. And she will inflict the frantic gluttony. Basically, this skill depends on how strong your team's shields are. So the stronger the team's shield, she will keep giving buffs and the duration of the frantic gluttony will keep resetting. So it depends really on how strong your team's shield is, 40% or 50%. She will just keep doing buffs like increasing damage reduction offset, all damage dealt. She will grant all damage reduction. When the owner even releases basic attacks or active attacks, it doesn't really matter. And additionally inflicts damage by 10% of the target's max HP. It doesn't really matter. We are not using her as a damage dealer, but the extra damage is also welcomed. What we care about is she will increase the speed by 12, which is really huge in like Void Campaign or PvP. All these modes really need speed, and that extra speed is really appreciated, and the attack also is really awesome. So that's her active skill. Yeah, she's giving tons of awesome things, and she will inflict the control immunity reduction on the enemy team by 10%, which gives you controlled heroes like Betty and Sun Wukong and Aspen even a chance to inflict the control faster and more accurate. Alright, so what's her first passive? She will change the basic attack to dealing damage. What we care about really is she will do damage reduction by 5% for 2 rounds and restores self HP. So the active and basic, she will just gain HP. The damage reduction by 5% is not that great. So yeah, that skill really is not that awesome. Alright, so here is the second passive, or the first best passive for her. So when she is healed, she will grant 3 random allies a shield. That's really great. So her active depends on the shields, and she herself gives shields, which is really great. So equal to 300% of her attack. This effect can be triggered up to 3 times in each round. And when the limit is reached, there is a 40% chance to inflict stun. Yeah, reminds me of someone, which is your boy Sun Wukong. Here we go, and yeah, it's where is it? Yeah, he have the stun, and he can do the shield as well. So she is really awesome. She is like his younger sister or something. I don't know. After you reach the limit of triggering the shield, she will just inflict a stun. Imagine this. So you have Madeleine, you have Sun Wukong, you have Aspen, you have Betty, and everyone is doing crowd control effects on the enemy team and giving shields with the support from PDE, with the support from Halora. This is a perfect team. So everyone is doing support, everyone is doing the stuns, everyone is doing the shields, and it's going for each round, not just one hero that's inflicting the control effects. This is broken, to be honest. Alright, so after the limits reached, there is a chance to inflict stun for on each 3 enemies with the lowest HP for 2 rounds. That's really great. So basically, these are the skills. This is her second passive. Stuns and shields, really great. I love it so far. And the last one, when self has more than 100 energy, if self HP is lower than 70%, deduct self HP to 60% of max HP and grant self and the backline allies a shield equal to 32% of their max HP, and increases their control immunity by 10% for 2 rounds. And if self HP is lower than 70%, she will restore HP by 8% of max HP and grant self a shield. Dude, this is really awesome. So the last passive, basically, when she have a max energy, she will grant herself a shield, she will restore her HP, and she will even give a shield to your backline enemies and will increase your control immunity by 10%. That's really great. So far I know where's my sublimation are going. Yeah, that active is just massive. So we're going to basically buff her frantic gluttony, which is like a bunch of buffs, which is really awesome. So we also getting all damage dealt, and yeah, all damage reduction is gonna be reduced. So the active one, yeah, awesome. Just go for it. Full send it. And the second passive, yeah, full send it. And the last one, full send it. This one I don't really know. It's not that great, to be honest. Yeah, you can do it, but I'll just put my priority on the first, on the active and the last two passives, and then you can just go for this one. But this is like the first and the second passive are most important. Yeah, so the core, yeah, a bunch of buffs and just shields and attack and all that good stuff. Yeah, alright, so how to build this hero? Once we just discussed her skills, we know she can grant your team tons of awesome buffs, and she can just get some small debuffs on the enemy team. Yeah, so she can heal herself. She can just give your team tons of awesome things. She can once she have like full energy, she will just grant your team a shield and increase their control immunity and all this great stuff. So what would you suggest that I build her? Well, basically I will build her like I built Son Wukong. For the imprints, I'll just go for like I don't know, damage reduction, block and armor or control immunity. Just a defensive build. For the artifacts, there's a lot of choices, but I would pick like for her stone, like speed HP, but definitely the speed is really great. And for that energy, for the energy skill, the last one, I would suggest that you use her with like a mirror. If you are using like a mirror with Betty or with Wukong, you can just build a third one and use it on her as well. That will just grant her tons of cool, awesome things, including energy, which is going to trigger her last passive, and that last passive is going to buff your team and heal her, which is really great. Another good choice really is going to be, where is it? Yeah, I don't know, man. You can just use her with the mirror. You can use her with, I don't know. Nah, don't use her with that. You can go like this one. You can go with melodic for the energy. It's a bit overkill, but I'll just go with this one. This one is really great. And if you want to go like extra protective, you can just go with the crown. But I think this is like the best one for her. This one also, the auspicious lucky cat. This can really work magic. It's really great. Control immunity, HP, all damage reduction. It's a defensive artifact, so you can use her with either the auspicious or the elusive mirror. If you are one of the poor guys like me, you can use her with a demon bell, energy, HP. Yeah, the attack doesn't really matter, but it will help her to inflict more attack and just buff the active a little bit. However, yeah, the mirror is really awesome. I'll use her with the mirror or the auspicious or the crown. You also have the choice to have like a demon bell for energy farming. I don't know, man. You can do it. The new artifacts, I can't really judge which one is best since I didn't test any of these. So yeah, we will just stick with the old classic ones. And that will be it, I think. Yeah, that will be it, guys. So basically this hero is a really great addition to the team and really awesome support hero that is going to add a lot to your team and enhance your skills and basically give your damage dealer and your team more protection and will inflict more control on the enemy team, which is going to synergize well with these guys. So if you have like Sun Wukong and Betty, yeah, she will synergize well with these guys since they can do some damage and control or crowd control, as well as Aspen, so he can do the fear as well. So yeah, awesome addition. I'm going to basically collect her copies and give her a shot once I build her to the max level, and I'll share the results with you guys in a different video. And yeah, I think that will be it. If you like the video, leave a like, subscribe guys, and join Discord if you need further help, or if you need anything, just hit me up on Discord. I'll make sure to answer you and give you your answer. And yeah, that will be it, guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Hope you are having a wonderful year and have a great one. Peace out.